During World War II, a Finnish soldier took an ungodly amount of meth and went off on a 2-week-long escapade in the snow. A first note. The main source for information about what happened to Koivunen are his own memories. Considering that he was extremely high while all of this was happening, he should perhaps be considered an unreliable narrator. Aimo Koivunen was deployed in the Arctic Circle, a ranger on patrol for the Finnish army. These long-range ski patrols were common and often used for scouting by the Finns. But while making camp, they were attacked by the Soviets. Koivunen and some of the other men fled, with Koivunen leading the pack and making the ski trails. However, after several hours, he tired and made a fateful decision. He was carrying the Pervitin designated for the entire patrol. And to be clear, Pervitin is a type of methamphetamine. It's meth. However, and he blames his thick winter mittens for this, he was unable to grab just one, so he dumped the container into his hand and just took all of them that came out. Aimo picked up the pace, skiing even faster. But then, he loses his memory. We can tell he was acting erratically, because the other soldiers took away all his ammunition. Next thing he remembers, he's about 100 kilometers from where he started, and he's no longer with any other soldiers. He checks his bag and finds it empty of food. Koivunen tried to ski to what he thought was the rendezvous point, but nobody was there. Well, he remembers talking to people who weren't there, so clearly he was hallucinating. Maybe it was exhaustion from all the skiing, maybe it was the 30 meth pills. You can be the judge. But luckily he saw a nearby German camp, so he skied over to ask for help. As he got closer, skiing down the hill, he realized it was actually a Soviet camp. But it was too late. He ripped through the camp at full speed. The surprised Russians took a couple shots at him, but they couldn't do much as he shot away from the camp. Terrified of the pursuit, Aimo kept skiing as fast as he could. He skied for days, and the only food he managed to put together was by boiling pine tips. So basically, he was just surviving on tea. He continued hallucinating, including being attacked by an imaginary wolverine. One of his friends showed up and convinced him to leave his gun and backpack behind as he kept skiing. That included his cooking pot, which is how he'd been boiling water. Uh-oh. Luckily, though, he found a cabin where he could rest. Unluckily, as exhausted people on meth might do, he lit a fire in the middle of the cabin floor for warmth and kind of burned the whole thing down. Completely. Luckily, there was a sauna next door where he could recover a little bit before he left. After more skiing, he found a German camp. Real this time, though. Nobody seemed to be there, and when he tried to open the gate, he was thrown backwards. He'd stepped on a mine, and looking down, he realized that his foot had been blown clean off. He crawled to the closest dugout to try and get shelter, only to get launched into the air again. It was mine too. No longer in a condition to travel, he hunkered down in a hole to wait and hope to be found. He melted snow in a can and used splinters from the explosion to make a fire. A Finnish patrol, possibly real, possibly hallucinated, did find him, but they said they could only return later. While our poor friend Aimo lay there, he managed to hit a Siberian jay with his ski pole, killing it. He ate it raw, saying it was surprisingly delicious. Finally, he was spotted by a reconnaissance plane and rescued by a patrol. His final stats are as follows. Kilometers skied, 400. Heart rate, 200 beats per minute. Weight, 43 kilograms. Days missing, 14. So is the story true? Well, Aimo definitely took a lot of meth, and after that, who knows? But some shit clearly happened. I'm History with Dino. Thank you for watching and supporting my channel. You can like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content, and I will be back next week with another video.